Hi, so for today's video, I'm going to be trying out the volume set. And I've actually had this for a while. I've been like waiting to use it so I could try it on with you guys. But yeah, so I have the 12, 14, and 16 millimeters. And I think I'm going to do it in that doll eye way that I like to do it, like 112, 114, 2 or 3 16s, then a 14, and then a 12. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on one eye and then show you how I do it on the other eye. And this is just my kit that I always use. It's the deluxe kit. So it has the conditioning primer. I get the Pro Black Glue. I have this Lilac Lashify glass that I really like. Its counterpart is the Lilac Street Crystal Coat and the remover, the Chow For Now remover. And I love all of these things. This is like it's nice to have, you don't have to have it. One thing I do like from Lashify though is the wand. I'm missing one of those wandum things, but it still works really well. This is the one that Lilac Street comes with, and it works, but you know, just that curve to get all of the lashes all at once really helps. And you know, just yesterday I found this one on Sephora. It's like a lash extension fuser, and it looks similar to this, but it looks more like an eyelash curler like this, but then it has pads on both ends and it goes like that, like you face it toward your eye and you clamp it down. I actually bought it and I have to go pick it up today, so I guess I can do a review on it or let you know how it works compared to this, because this is like $60 or something, which seems ridiculous for just a tweezers that's curved. But at the same time, I can't even find anything similar on Amazon. If you guys find one, let me know and send me the link, because I wouldn't mind trying it out. Yeah, I've only seen like really pointy ones and ones that are slightly curved, but not like the whole eye kind of curve. So I'll let you know how that Sephora one works out. You can also use an eyelash curler, but if you do it too hard, you could end up like maybe permanently curling the lash a little bit too much. It's already like a good D curve, at least for these volume ones, and some of them are like a C curve, so I don't know, I don't need it that curled. I also use a Q-tip because I'm going to use the conditioning primer first, and I would not skip this step. This is like key. So I'm going to go ahead, turn the camera around, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I did one eye, and wow, I think they look really good. They're really nice and fluffy and not too, I guess, dramatic, even though they're called volume. I think actually the Midnights are more dramatic, like, let's see. Or maybe it's just darker and thicker. These are more fluffy, kind of like if you had originals on and then you kind of like stack them really nicely. And that's the thing I don't really like about the originals. I mean, I like it, but then they're in smaller segments, so I have to put on maybe like 7 pieces versus 6 that I have on now. You know, so it's just faster. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. I'm gonna get my conditioning primer and my Q-tip, and I just filmed a video for my Super Mario nails. So just enough to get it wet, not soaking, because if it gets in your eye, it does hurt. And then I'll do the top of the lashes. And I have makeup on. I usually would not recommend putting your makeup on first. Always do your lashes first and then do all your other things around it. It'll make it last longer, because I mean, it's so hard to tell if you have eye cream or something on. I tried hard not to get it on my lashes, but we'll see. Every time I film, I feel like they don't last. I mean, they last, but then, you know, they're not as like strong as usual. So while I let that dry, I go ahead and release all the lashes that I'm going to use, just so that's quick. And I know I'm going to use 2 12s, so what you do is kind of push and pull down. Don't use the tweezers, like you might rip out the hairs or ruin it. It's just really easy to do it that way. So push and pull down. Especially the first time you use it, they're really stuck on there. Okay, so I'm using 6 segments. I also have a new glue. I had one in like a backup, and I was using an older one, and I mean last week I was like, I wanted to film this video but I couldn't because I was rushing to go somewhere, and then I used the old glue, and then I don't think it was as good. Like I had this one and I should have just been using this. So when you have a new glue, it's like nice and not thin, but nice and I guess wet, so it's easy to get the amount that you need on your regular lash and on top of the base of the lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a good coat. I have short lashes, so I mean it's not gonna stick out past, you know, the base for me. If you have really long lashes, I would kind of concentrate the glue at the base, not at the ends, because then it'll show up maybe more over here, if that makes sense. So I don't go all the way in and all the way out either. Okay, so that's how much glue I put on. I don't know, that's what works for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a 12. I always pick it up on a diagonal like this versus straight on, and it's just easier for me to maneuver the way I want the lash to go, because the band needs to be parallel to like your waterline or the lash line. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap the glue on the base. I would say get it enough to get it dark. And then I'm gonna go in the corner, but not all the way in. And while you're there, just make sure it matches the other side. So I have a 14 now. Gonna do the same thing. And then I'm gonna overlap a little bit. That's what really holds the band together when you overlap, and that's why you need to put glue at the base so that there's glue to stick onto the previous one. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a 16, and if you feel like sometimes when I do it, I feel like there's a step, like you can tell it's like shorter and longer. If you feel like you can see that, just move it a little bit more in, or like overlapping, and then it blends better. Like I had that on this side, and then I just moved it over to overlap with the 14 a little bit more, and it blended nicely. I can show you what I mean. So I'll put it on the, I'll overlap it, but not enough. Or this is what it looks like, not really overlap. So, I mean, it's not as gradual. Yeah, because I moved it, I might have to put a little bit more glue. Okay. So I'm gonna do one more 16. And this is just a pattern that I use. You may need a different pattern depending on, you know, how big your eyes are. Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna do a 14 now. And then the 12. And I didn't apply that one to the very corner either. Like one lash in. And a lot of times like the bottom lash will stick to the top lash. So just separate it before you put the lash on. But yeah, so now I'll just like get the back of my tweezers and I'll kind of just gently push it on there. If your tweezers get super sticky in this process, you can just run some clear coat or crystal coat over it. So now I'm gonna get the crystal coat and I'm going to do the bottoms and the tops. So I'm going camping at the beach this weekend. So it is super important that you use the crystal coat or get a really good coat on there, especially on the top too. Like one of my friends got sand thrown at her from, I think, one of her kids or one of the kids there, and it got all stuck in the glue. So yeah, you don't want that. You gotta have to like take it all off. So I'm just running it on the insides of my Lashify Fuse wand, and then I'm just gonna crimp it. And because I want to make sure I'm getting all the crystal coat, I'm just gonna do that again so that it puts some on there at the base too. Okay, and then just for my insurance, because I have the crystal coat or the glass from Lashify, I'm gonna use this. So it's like it has a little ball and it makes a really good applicator. So I run this along the band. An alternative, like this one is gonna be old soon, I think. An alternative would be to get one of these like doe foot applicators. I used to use this a lot when I had lash extensions, and this is the only really lint-free little Q-tip thing you can use to like clean in there. You can get one. I have a bunch. You can buy this on Amazon. I'll put the link below. But it doesn't fit like super into here, but enough. Like you can see the tip. So you can just turn it around, get some on there, and then do the same thing. And then you don't have to buy the glass. But having it on this kind of applicator is a lot more helpful than this brush when you want to get it like not sticky at the base. I feel like I'm gonna put one more coat on top. So that's it. So this is the volume lashes. I guess I will finish up my look. I'm actually going traveling soon, so I did do like a video on my everyday look, and that's what today is. It's Thursday. Just gonna pick up the kids and probably work out, so nothing special. But when I'm traveling, I do like different makeup. So what I use is these caviar sticks, and this is what I use if I go swimming. And yes, I like to wear makeup when I go swimming. But I have the caviar sticks in vanilla, rose gold, and cocoa. And this is, I'll just do it really quick. Matte, I guess, light color. So you're like, whoa, right? Then you get a brush. I've really been liking these Lilac B brushes because they're synthetic and thick. And they clean up really well, like easy to wash. So you have to kind of work quickly with these caviar sticks. They're kind of waterproof. I mean, not really, really waterproof, but water resistant. Enough where I can like get splashed at the pool and it's not coming off. And then I'll take the rose gold. Sorry, it's really dirty because I use this a lot. And I'm just gonna go in the inner half of my lid. And you can also do like the highlight right there. I don't wear these every day just because they're a little bit harder to take off, like on a daily basis. And then I'll use the cocoa. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly dot it. It's really dark. I'm gonna lightly dot it and blend it out. And I'm only gonna do one eye at a time. Because sometimes once it sticks, it really sticks. I would usually use my finger for this because it's faster. Okay, once you kind of get it, I'm gonna have to set it with powder just because I don't like oily products by my lashes. I need a little bit more here. So if I need more, I dot it on. I don't swipe it, it might be too much. And then you just get your finger and pat it in. Okay. So you can totally go like that and it'll dry down. But what I like to do is set it. So I'm using this Charlotte Tilbury Easy Smoky Eye Palette. It looks like this. I don't use this very often because the colors in here are too, I think, reddish for my skin tone. But it looks good over this brown kind of color where it's super brown and not dead looking, but kind of, I don't know, boring looking or something. So just to set the colors, I'm going to use the lightest one and quickly just go over. Okay, that was really dark. That was too much. I forgot to tap it, like the most important part. So make sure you tap. And then for the rose gold part, I will use this lighter one. Lightly put it in and tap and just go over the rose gold. And then for the brown, I will use the darkest color, which is not even that dark. That's why I don't like to use this palette by itself. And just go over the brown. And then this eyeshadow will stay like all day for me. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be walking outside in the rain. And I don't think my eyeshadow will come off. So yeah, I think that's my travel look. I can do the eyeliner too, really quick. It's gonna be a long video. Okay. So I already showed my eyelash or eyeliner way of doing my eyeliner in a previous video. I'm still using the same one. It hasn't run out yet. So I'm just going to line from the outside. Not all the way at the corner of my eye, just because I want to bring everything up. So you have to start like a millimeter in and then go up. I'm just doing like a small wing on the outside. And then just a note, you can't wash your face for I think at least 3 to 4 hours. You have to let the glue cure. One time I messed up on my makeup and I washed my face right after and thinking the lashes would stay, and it doesn't. It'll run down, like the black glue will like run down your face. It's really bad. So I don't want to touch it too much just because I just applied it. I'm essentially connecting the lash to my inner corner with this Thrive Cosmetics Lauren eyeliner. It's waterproof, it's black. It's really good. I really like this one. And so yeah, that would be my eye look. I don't do any eyeliner on the top. I don't think you really need to. Like, unless you really look closely, you can't see that. They're like 3 separate things. But it still looks like one eyeliner look. Thanks for watching. I hope you try these lashes. I really like them. I was surprised. I want to try the Brazil next. I think that's next on my list. I still need to order those. But those look really nice and feathery and fluffy. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you in my next video.